Let me know when you guys can see my screen.
Yeah, it's visible.
It's visible, right? So in the last class, Saswat, we spoke about the cloud characteristics. We talk about different Azure certifications, what we have it, and how do you proceed. So as part of this complementary, as part of this Azure administration, we are going ahead with the complementary fundamentals, which is nothing but your AZ900. So today we will again focus on the fundamental part. And then from the next session or so, if the time permit, we'll start the administration, because administration, of course, it is nowhere mentioned in the Microsoft documents that you have to have the fundamental, but it's good to have. At least you should know that, okay, what all the public cloud characteristics, what all the Microsoft terminology, technology in terms of the cloud, one has to aware about these terminologies. So that's what we are doing now. We are just concurrenting those concepts related to cloud, the fundamental part. Okay. So in the last class, we talked about cloud characteristics. Now we talk about the public cloud. We also talk about the private cloud and hybrid cloud. Okay. These three cloud, what we spoke about in the last session. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I think you tried to log in earlier also, right? Did you face any problem?
Yes, I lost my network.
Okay. RK,
Yeah.
we actually done with the self intro in the last
Mhm.
and previous last class and today's class. If you don't mind, can you please help us with your, what actually you do, what is your expectation out of this course, and what brought you here?
Sure. So basically, I'm a DevOps engineer, DevOps architect. So I've been in this DevOps from past 13 years. So all these 13 years, I was into on-prem. So I'm in the semiconductor industry. So as the cloud is, the technologies are booming up. So I wanted to learn it. So I thought of starting with Azure. So I started off with Azure. I thought of doing Azure 400, but came to know that Azure 104 is the first thing to do. So when I was searching, I found out this one and reached out to people.
Great to hear that. And why the Azure cloud only? You could have started with AWS also.
I feel like in the market, people are pretty much there for the AWS, and well, uh, so people
Okay.
are less compared to Azure.
Less competition, more
Mm.
demand.
Yeah. If we take
True.
GCP, it will be pretty much less, but yeah, let's go with the Azure.
Great. And where are you based out to? Okay.
Hyderabad.
Hyderabad. All right. Okay. All right. So, quick introduction about myself. Having 18 years of IT experience, working as a solution architect here in Bangalore, one of the product-based company. I am a CCSP, cloud certified professional. Microsoft Azure solution architect, M365 solution architect, and cybersecurity in Microsoft. And having 6 years in a row, I'm a Microsoft certified trainer. And at the same time, I'm a Simply Learn part-time trainer as well for the Azure. Okay, I conduct a training for fundamental administration, solution architect, and security. Okay, these are the quick updates. Okay, let's proceed. And the last class, we spoke about RK and Saswat, as I communicated to you guys. We spoke about the cloud characteristics. Please stick on the time so that we should be able to finish on time. Okay, a 7:30 would be the class. 1 or 2 minutes here and there should be okay. if you guys do not come on time, I'll start and you'll have to go through the recording. Okay, maximum I'll wait for 5 minutes. Okay, so let's respect each other's time. Okay, and if you're not able to join, as you already seen the group chat, if for any reason if you're not able to join, please communicate over the WhatsApp so that we should be aware that okay, you're joining late. Okay, so these are some of the thumbs rules. We should be following it. So we are coming back to the track where we are talking the hybrid cloud, we are talking the public cloud, we are talking the private cloud. So let me just reiterate, we spoke about public cloud, hybrid cloud, and private cloud. Okay, public cloud is what? Okay, if anyone aware about the public cloud, and again guys, it's going to be interactive session, so please participate as much as you can, because it is not a two-way. Even though if you're wrong in some of the concepts, because you guys are learning, it's okay, because that's what we are here. And if you are wrong in somewhere, I'm here to correct you. Okay, at least on the Azure part I can take care. So come out with your, you know, misconception if you have any. Come out with your theory. If you know something, okay, you heard something about public cloud, come and speak. Let's understand what is cooking in your mind, then understand what Microsoft says and understand what the world says. Okay, this way we are going to understand and learn any technology quicker and faster. All right. So the last class we had one class RK and Saswat, as I communicated, and this we have the recording. We will be sharing the recording with you guys, and that was the fundamental exam. As part of this administration, we are covering the complementary fundamental, which is AZ 900, and where we are just understanding and sharpen our skill towards the basic cloud and Azure cloud. All right. These are the things that we are going to learn more. So in the last class, till here, we have spoken, I think, cloud characteristics. Now we'll talk about the public cloud. So if I say the public cloud, what is your take on, guys? What is public cloud?
Whoever can access without any interruption can
RK,
be
when you
called.
speak, it seems, I'm sorry, RK, when you speak, it seems there is some echo in the back end.
Is it fine now?
Slightly okay. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. So what I'm trying to say is public cloud means the person, like whoever the person can access without any interruption is maybe called as public cloud. Everyone can access.
Yeah, everyone has access. Correct. And example of the public clouds, like we spoke about, market leader is AWS, still Amazon Web Services. Then we have Microsoft Azure. Then we also have the GCP. Then IBM is also coming up nowadays. Salesforce, DigitalOcean, and some XYZ other companies are there. But majority of the cloud provider, when you talk about public prospect, AWS, Microsoft, and GCP, these are the three vendors across the world have captured the market. Okay, almost 80 to 90% of the markets are being captured by these three cloud vendors. Okay, AWS has started much earlier than Microsoft, but Microsoft is also rubbing the shoulder with AWS, and since last couple of years or so, in terms of revenue and the market capture, Microsoft has beaten AWS in some extent. Okay. And I'm an AWS solution architect as well. So I can just, side by side, wherever needed, I can give you the comparison as well, right? So as we get along, we will be able to understand some more concept related to Microsoft Azure. Having said that, what actually is being called in AWS, that also we can just, understand on the high level. So first of all, public cloud. What is public cloud? It can be accessed over the internet, and it is a subscription-based services. It is a subscription-based services. It provides resources and services to multiple organizations and the users owned by the cloud services or hosting providers. So here providers, or sometimes we say CSP, cloud service provider. So these providers are nothing but your public cloud vendors. Microsoft, Google, AWS, IBM, Salesforce, these are the public cloud. So it it provides resources and services to multiple organizations. So it means if you have something similar to this, okay, this is your cloud, public cloud, and here it is. Here it could be you, okay, organization A, organization B, organization C, organization D, and so on. Okay, so if suppose this is Microsoft, so under that I could be here, I could be here. This is our company A, this is company A, this is company B, this is company C, and D, E, and so on. Okay, but yet it will be isolated in nature. It means company A doesn't know what company B is doing, company B doesn't know what company C is doing, and vice versa. So that is called the public cloud. Here Microsoft is providing a kind of platform where the multiple organization can use the same services. It could be infrastructure as a service, it could be platform as a service, or it could be software as a service. That is called the public cloud. And the one prime condition it has to be accessible over the internet. All right. And it is a subscription base. It means how much you're using, irrespective of any services, you will pay the amount by end of the month. Okay, then moving on to the private cloud. Private cloud is what? Organization create a cloud environment in their data center. And organization is responsible for operating the service they provide. They do not provide access to the user outside their organization. It means few companies, I heard like, a company called Accenture, Deloitte, they have their own cloud data center. So if that Accenture, Deloitte, or some XYZ organization, they are creating a cloud data center, so they will be just using for their internal employees and the users. They will not give or rent their services outside their organization. Okay, employees, probably they have the more employees and the project, for that they will be using their own cloud data center. So that is called private cloud. Hybrid is what? It's mix of both public and private. There are many occasions where the hybrid are still in very much in the industry. There was time when companies, organizations reluctant to go on the cloud. Hybrid was the first approach where all the CSPs came together and designed in such a way, and they have given assurance to the client and the customers that yeah, slowly and gradually they can move their workloads to the cloud. And that's what this hybrid things came into the picture. Here you will be having public plus private both. And at the same time, you wanted to have an on-prem integration with the cloud, you can very well do it. And you will be having full control on hybrid environment. It means what you want to sync and what you do not want to sync. That also can be that also can be adjusted here. That can also be set during the hybrid. Okay. So that's what
Hi.
hybrid. Hi, Muru.
Hi.
So we were talking here the types of cloud and all. So in fact, we are just a kind of it was a refreshing session. So thank you for intimation. So we'll go ahead with the new topic, which is nothing but your cloud model comparison. So in any cloud, whether it is a Microsoft, AWS, or any other public cloud, these are the cloud model will be there. So we'll have to understand the public, private, and hybrid cloud. When you go for the public cloud, so here, no capital expenditure to scale up. Application can be quickly provisioned and deprovisioned. Organization pay only for what they use. A private cloud, it means hardware must be purchased and maintained by the organization. Organization have the full control and they are the one who are responsible for any sort of hardware maintenance and updates. Hybrid provide the most flexibility. Organization determine where to run this application. Organization control the security, compliance, or any sort of legal requirement. Okay. Now, considering this, guys, what do you think? Where to use this scenario? Where to use, or if I ask you a direct question, public cloud, private cloud, or hybrid cloud, which one is the best?
Ajay, I have a question.
Sorry.
Ajay, I have a question.
Okay, I want to know, by now you know the difference, a public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. So if I want to know your take on which cloud model is the best model.
I think it really depends. I think private cloud is more of a on-premise kind of thing, and public is where uh, like the Azure part, I believe. I would say hybrid might be the better one.
Okay, Mururaz says hybrid. What all the other take on, guys?
Ajay, I have a question. So for the private cloud, you are saying that hardware must be purchased for startup and maintenance. Organization have complete control over resource and security and responsible for the hardware maintenance. So suppose I have a company and I am buying some infra from you, but I don't maintain the infra, right? I just pay you whatever I use, but I don't maintain and whatever the patches update, I don't maintain, right?
No, private cloud, actually, you're getting confused in on-prem and something called private cloud. See, any on-prem data center, any data center which you create, see, you maintain any data center, and if you have all these characteristics, what we discuss here, that will become your private cloud, which means the infrastructure which you're working on, it has to have these many characteristics. It has to have DR capabilities, it has to have the scalability, high availability, and you should be agile in terms of your solutions. Elasticity should be a part of that. Predictive cost consideration should be a part of your solution. So any on-prem data center which you design, if you have all these characteristics incorporated, that will become private cloud. Okay. Now the example which you're talking about, the example which you are saying, it is halfway. It means halfway, you can say it's halfly or partially true, because you're giving the example for public cloud. In the public cloud, everything will be maintained by the CSP. But in the private cloud, any organization, suppose I told you or I gave you the example here, Accenture, Deloitte, probably IBM. Now TCS is also coming on the way to create their own private cloud. So these companies are giant companies and they have the client and customers which they create their private cloud for them only, and they do not expose outside their world. It means they will not expose for the public access. So that is private cloud. Does it make any sense? Are you able to correlate now? Okay.
Yes, a little bit, Ajay.
Yeah. So just go through the recording. In the last class, we discussed a lot all these cloud characteristics. Now coming to this cloud.
Where can I get that previous recording?
Yeah, I'll share it because I didn't get the support link where to upload, and that is the reason I didn't upload it. I'll ask
Okay.
the support team to share me the link and I'll upload it. And I'll keep you guys posted in the WhatsApp group.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, yeah. At the Murugan, Mururaj says, and he explained, it depends, totally depends the kind of workload or the kind of solution we are designing. What actually we want. It is a option given by us. We can go for hybrid, we can go for private, we can go for public. Now imagine one of the situation. Suppose you are the startup, you are a startup and your company um, deal with some kind of, e-commerce, and they are selling, purchasing some sort of a online software and so, and you have around 100 employees over the 5 years down the line from here, you expect that, these employees will increase at least twice or thrice, twice or 3 times. Okay, that is your prediction. If the company grows well, you are actually growing well. Something similar to that you actually, started. So if you are looking for e-commerce website, say my company name is xyz.com and I'm into the xyz.com. This is the company called, and I'm an e-commerce website. It means I need to conduct a train. I need to conduct meeting. Okay. I need to send and receive email. I need to access some custom software. I need to have some payroll and something. So if these are the requirements, these are your requirements. So probably why you will create your on-prem data center. You don't need your on-prem data center. You don't need the private cloud as well. And since you are still starting a new company, probably you don't need the hybrid setup. So what you can do, you can subscribe one of the cloud vendor. In our case, it is Microsoft, and you can avail all of your services which you're looking for. If you're looking for to conduct a meeting, you can go for M365 subscription, where you will get the complete bundle package. Outlook, OneDrive, SharePoint, Teams, EMR, all of these collaborative and messaging tool, you will get it under one umbrella. And on top of it, if you want any sort of custom software that can also be integrated in Azure AD. So that part is completed. So this example, what we talk about, it is purely this. But at the same time, if your company is already maintaining on-prem data center, xyz.com has, on-prem data center. It means they have the few servers, 50 plus servers. Okay, they have the users who are accessing these 50 plus servers worldwide. Now you wanted to explore the Azure. You wanted to know what is the cloud, what is Azure and all. So for that, you will be using what? You will be using hybrid environment. Okay. Hybrid environment makes sure that you are availing the cloud as well as you are maintaining and having full control on your resources. How actually it's possible? For example, if you are into the hybrid and you are maintaining on-prem AD, okay, and on-prem Exchange server, I'm giving you one example. And at the same time, you're using Exchange Online also, which is nothing but your Microsoft messaging solution online. Now, you wanted to have the full control on how the attributes are being controlled. For example, one of the employees get married, okay? So as per the, process, she wants to change her last name, okay? If it is, say, Nick Gio, this is the user, and she got married. Now she wanted to change the name, Nick Gio, okay, something. So these kind of control also you can have it in the hybrid environment. You have force that okay, anything or whichever I want to ensure that I have a full control. And if I make it changes here in the hybrid environment or in the on-prem environment, it has to sync to the cloud, not the other way around. Okay, not the other way around. All right, guys. So for this, what I will be doing it, I'll be initiating the renaming process here in on-prem environment, and the thing will replicate in the cloud, but not the other way around. Okay, that's level of control we get it in the hybrid environment.
So I have a question. Like you have mentioned that for the hybrid environment, so the company having 50 plus servers worldwide. Suppose the company is having a single location and they are maintaining their on-prem. So in that case, and they don't have any plan to expand their business, they want to stick to that on like single location only, and that data center, whatever is having that location. So in that case, they will be availing private or the hybrid one.
No, hybrid in sense like, they will be mixing private and there are two things. Either they will be mixing private with the public cloud, or they will be mixing on-prem with the cloud. These are the two options when we talk about hybrid environment. Now, if the company wanted to explore only the cloud and they do not have the global footprint, that's fine. They can do it. And in this case, again, it's going to be hybrid environment because they are they are expanding or they're extending their current business or services from on-prem to the cloud. That is also hybrid environment.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions, guys, with respect to the public cloud, private cloud, or the hybrid cloud? So the conclusion is there is no hard and fast rule which says that, okay, these are the criteria. Basis on that, you should be choosing private cloud or you should be selecting public cloud or the hybrid cloud. It totally depends what is your requirement, what actually you want. If the company is already running and you wanted to expand or extend your services towards the cloud, then hybrid is the best way to kickstart or to explore the cloud experience. Once you get into the cloud, slowly and gradually, you wanted to migrate and every sort of workload towards the cloud, then finally you will be doing the migration and you will get rid of every sort of resources from the on-prem to the cloud. Okay.
Then, sir, what is the like any difference like in cloud we're enabling like in firewalls, everything we can Azure firewall or in AWS also we have firewall things. So, what is the difference between like Azure firewall, web application firewall, and then the like hardware firewall? How we differentiate that part?
That will come, we'll have the theory and practical Saskia in the
Okay.
upcoming module. So hold your horses. We'll be doing all this theoretical and practical parts slowly and gradually, and we'll discuss all of these things. Now there is a cloud benefits. What are the cloud benefit we have it? Okay. There's a two things that we need to understand. The benefit of the cloud computing, such as high availability, scalability, agility, and DR and elasticity. These are the direct benefit. But again, on basis of this, we have two things that we usually consider, which is known as capital expenditure and operational expenditure, CapEx and OpEx. How many of us were ever part of the budget of your company? That okay, every year the company has some budget towards IT. Okay, so have you got any chance to be part of your budget committee?
No, for me.
Okay, no for you. Anyone else?
No.
Okay. So the question why I ask, because if you have any fair understanding on these two things, which is known as capital expenditure or operational expenditure, if you do not have, also, what is your take here? By the name, can you see or can you elaborate at least or put some light what is capital expenditure and what is operational expenditure? Anyone has any idea?
CapEx, we feel like is a maximum amount that we can allocate to the lab or so. The operational amount maybe what exactly we require.
Okay, good attempt, RK. Mururaj, you wanted to say something?
No, I was going to say capital is something the initial budget, and then operational expenditure is capital plus whatever the cost to operate, to maintain or things like that.
Yeah. All right. So please correct yourself. Yeah, Mururaj, please continue.
No, that's all I mean.
Okay. Right. So yes, this is what something that very much true. Capital expenditure is something like one-time cost, and operational expenditure is like recurring cost. Now, example for the capital expenditures is like something you bought it. Say, you bought some server, right? A physical server. That is like one-time cost. Operational expenditure could be like licensing cost, support and functions cost. For example, you subscribe Oracle database, right? So Oracle database support, if you have taken any support, that is going to be your recurring operational expenditure. Licensing, if you have purchased anything, so every year it will be renewed. Okay, so these are the two different set of expenditures what we have it. Now, when we talk about consumption model, right? We have a consumption model. Like, for example, you bought some server, right? Now, what happens is, say, we're talking on-prem environment. Suppose you're not leveraging the cloud. and you bought one server for your on-prem data center. This is your on-prem corporate office, and you purchase some server, physical server. This is your on-prem environment, on-prem data center. Okay. This is your on-prem environment. You bought some server. The capacity of the server, for example, is this. A physical server, I'm talking. The capacity of this server is something, for example, 64 GB of 128 GB RAM. You purchase around 64 core CPU and say 5 terabyte storage and around 1600 IOPS. This is the configuration server you bought it. Okay. Now, depending on the server hardware capacity, you want to further use the virtualization technology, probably EXSI from the VMware or Microsoft hypervisor, and then you're going to use some of them for the guest operating system and so on. Okay, so for that you purchase this is like one-time cost. Okay, and in the same context what we talk about the startup, right? For example, now company xyz.com, xyz, which is xyz.com, which we talk about, is a marketing, sales and marketing or e-commerce company. Okay, and they have initially they started with 50 employees. Now they wanted, instead of going to the cloud, they wanted to set up everything on their on-prem data center in their office. So in the office, they purchased this and they wanted to use the virtualization. They need to have the messaging server. They need to have some customized application. They need to have some Windows and Linux, both operating system, and other server room, maintaining the server room and all. That is a additional cost. So when I purchase this, it's going to be my capital expenditure because this is the first time I'm investing. Okay, very first time. Now, after investing here, what happens? What is the disadvantages for this guys? When I purchase something, the kind of IT revolution is happening in the last, if you ever noticed in the last couple of years or in the last 5 years, specific to, is enormous, right? In terms of how the hardware is moving, how the cloud is moving, how the security things are coming, how the cyber security is coming on the way. Now, assume that you have purchased one laptop almost 5 years ago. And during that time, when you purchased, it was like, best of its configuration. But when you compare today, you might have felt, that somewhere I can still use the same laptop, but the speed compared to what our new generation has, it is not matching up to the mark. It's not something that I'm getting it. The intention is you have purchased and you invested, but it's not flexible enough. In sense, what happens in this company? 50 employees have joined today, and 50 employees are considering the future you invested some capital expenditure, you invested on the server infrastructure. But what happens if you all of a sudden probably your company is growing well and your prediction you purchase this hardware considering 2 or 3 or probably 5 years, my employee strength will become 50 to 200 or say 300. So concurrently right now, the configuration which I purchase, it's quite sufficient. But will this configuration suffice during the more and more employees are getting onboarded? So right now, if the 50 employees are using this server, tomorrow, if the 100 employees are using the same server, probably it can bear the load. But the moment it increased to 200, it's not quite flexible, and the computer hardware may not be suffice their requirement. Then they have to go for the new investment, you know. So if the employee strength is increasing, the company is doing good business. So there is no chance here for the scalability or flexibility. I cannot go and increase this. I cannot go and decrease this. Whereas if I use the cloud, I can easily accomplish this thing. I do not need this specific, configuration. Physical server, I don't need it. I can go and just check what all the services I need. I can go and rent it from the cloud. So that is the capital expenditures and how you're going to, using the cloud, how you're going to make a significant impact on the cost. All right, guys. So this is the capital expenditure.
I have one quick question. So let's say so let's assume that we consider this moving into a cloud-based, and then for some reason, right? I mean, the company grows. So in that case, I need to increase the capacity or whatever. So I pay for that. And let's say suddenly the company is not doing good and it went down, like even from the, let's say 50 becomes 100 and suddenly 100 becomes 25. And I have to increase the capacity. In that case, do I need to pay only for the 25 percentage of capacity, or I need to pay for the initial, the capital, whatever I paid for?
No, so the capital expenditure we are talking about like one-time investment, and we have taken the example of physical server. But unlike here, when you talk about the cloud, at any point of time, say initially you purchase some, or you thought, okay, I need to have some virtual machine, in the cloud. I selected and I deploy some high configuration virtual machine. But over the period of time, if you found, okay, this is not being optimized correctly, so you can very well do something called resizing, which is shrinking the capabilities of virtual machine. That you can do it in the cloud. With the snap of finger, you can resize the virtual machine. So by mistake, or if you're not aware that, okay, you have to choose this virtual machine. We have the series of virtual machine that we will be talking about. There we have high capacity also, low capacity series also. So if you by mistake, if any point of time, if you have chosen the high compute series, you can reduce the size.
Okay, so I pay only for whatever I
Correct.
select for. Okay.
Okay, so this kind of flexibility, visibility, you will get into the cloud only. You cannot go and just, add, delete, modify once you purchase something. Okay, that is the capital expenditure. Having said that, we also have something called operational expenditure. Operational expenditure can be reduced to some extent, but not up to that mark. Okay. Operational expenditure in sense like, licensing cost, the support cost, or any kind of, reoccurring things, which happens, which you can not completely get rid of in the cloud also, but you can reduce it. Some of the companies or some of the CSPs, they offer something called support is free. If you take these services for 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, support will be free. Something they offer it. So that also you can leverage. Okay, so this is what the upfront cost on the capital expenditure on the physical infrastructure. And the cost from capex have the value that reduce over a period of time. That is utmost important to understand. What happens is, this is the configuration, and considering this configuration, you paid around, say $5,000 that time. Now, as this server becoming old, the depreciation will also be counted here. It means right now it is $5,000. It will be after 5 years or 3 years, it will become only $2,000. Same thing goes with your any physical asset. What you buy today, you buy iPhone. After say 3 months, 6 months, your iPhone will be reduced in terms of cost. You purchase some high configuration laptop, 3 months down the line or 1 year down the line, the cost will be deprecated here. The depreciation will be there, of course. Okay. Operational, we already spoke about. Spend on the product and services as the needed, pay as you go model, and get the bill immediately. So this is your consumption-based model, what we talk about. So in the cloud, how actually different? You can reduce the capital expenditure in a good amount of time, but at the same time, you can also reduce the OPEX, which is operational expenditure, to some extent, not in every aspect, to some extent. Now talking about the cloud service type. What all the cloud services type we have it. Okay. So in a high level, we have a 3 type of cloud services. What all these guys? We have something called infrastructure. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, the infrastructure as a service, security as a software as a service, and PaaS also, I think. Yeah.
Yes, infrastructure as a service, PaaS, and then we have something called SaaS. These are the 3 high-level service type what we have it. Okay. So IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS, these are the 3 service model what we have it. What is there in IaaS? Infrastructure as a service. It means you will be having full control here. Okay, let's understand the difference with the theoretical part and we'll come back here. So here it is, infrastructure as a service, build pay as you go model. Okay, and you are renting servers. Okay, you're renting from whom? CSP. Renting server, virtual machine, storage, network, and operating system from the cloud providers. Okay, from the cloud providers. That is called infrastructure as a service. Means you will be, suppose you need to deploy one virtual machine in the cloud. So you need to have some storage, you need to have some network, you need to have some firewall security, and you need to have a kind of operating system also. So all of these things you will be getting it from the cloud service providers, whether it is a Microsoft, AWS, GCP, or any other public cloud. So that is infrastructure as a service. Okay. Platform as a service means what? It provides environment for building, testing, deploying software application without focusing on managing underlying infrastructure. Okay. It provides all this, but you do not have to worry about underlying infrastructure. Okay. A third one is software as a service. User connect and use the cloud-based application over the internet. So and so example. And they do not have to worry about underlying software, hardware, or any other programming things. Let's understand now in this picture. Okay. What is infrastructure as a service? Something that we need to rent it from the cloud service provider. Now, let's take one example to understand all. This is my virtual machine. Okay. I want to deploy this virtual machine in the cloud, in the Microsoft, for example. So if I deploy the virtual machine here, so it is going to be my baby. I have to look after everything for this virtual machine. Okay. Now, after that, if suppose I wanted to deploy something called SQL Server also. Okay. So I am choosing virtual machine plus SQL Server. So both of the things I have to manage it as a subscriber. But here in this case, suppose I am the database administrator. Okay. So I'll just give the requirement to my cloud vendor that, okay, these are the configuration I needed. This is my operating system I needed. And that's it. So here you will not deploy the virtual machine. You will just use the SQL database, SQL Server. Okay, so database is still you need to maintain. Here you need to maintain the SQL database. But you will not bother about what kind of operating system I need to select. You will be giving the requirement as administrator, database administrator. Okay. And anything goes wrong with the virtual machine, I don't have to bother about, because that part will be taken care by the vendor. That is PaaS. Okay. Example could be here. Suppose whenever you deploy something called backup services, Azure backup service. Okay. Then we have something called Azure best-in service that we'll talk about. Best-in service. That is also PaaS. Okay. And it is a quite scalable in the nature. It means today you have some XYZ workload. Tomorrow you have XYZ plus one workload. So it can easily scalable. Okay. SaaS is something neither you will manage as a subscriber. I'm saying neither you will manage hardware, nor you will manage any software or application or programming languages, let's say. Okay, you will not manage anything, but yet you will be using every sort of apps, apps. Example for this is your Office 365, M365 we say nowadays. You can also use something called Salesforce. You can also use Dropbox. You can see the example of this, Zoom call. Right now, we all have been connected to the Zoom call, but we don't know how this service is being provided, where all the servers are there, what all the technologies are being used to provide this interface. We don't know anything about it. Yet we are using it. Zoom, we are conducting meeting. You can hear me, I can hear you guys. I can share my screen. I can delegate this meeting to someone else. I can ask someone else also to join this meeting. I can share the recording. So these many things I can do it. But behind the scene, how these things are or how this platform has been given to me, I have zero clue, right? That is called software as a service.
But one question. So let's say if I have to develop my own application. So the example, whatever like Salesforce, M365 or even Zoom or anything that is already been developed and deployed, right? So let's say I want to develop completely new, let's say some website. I want, so how does SaaS will provide that feature?
Okay, so here in the Azure, we have something called Azure AD, right? So if you have some kind of, SaaS integrated, by default, 4,000 plus integrated applications are there in Azure AD. Whether it is a learning protocol, construction, manufacturing, security industries, 4,000 plus pre-integrated applications. So there you can just avail it. If you find your application is not there, then you need to create the application and integrate with the IAM, identity access management. You need to create the application and then you need to publish this application. So there is a process here. So that will become a software as a service. If you cannot see anything, then you need to create this application. And there are some certain URL and certain procedure that you need to follow.
Okay. No, but that is not the true SaaS, right? Because it is allowing me to develop some app and let me include into AD or whatever. But technically, that is not a true SaaS, right? True SaaS is something it's already available I can use.
Yeah.
But the one, yeah.
Correct. So true SaaS, it means like, it's just a kind of ready-made package for you, and you will be using it in your production environment or wherever it's applicable. But at the same time, sometimes this SaaS is not meeting your expectation. For example, some legacy applications are there, which has been running since last 10 years, and you wanted to migrate to the cloud. But unfortunately, because of the code legacy or redesigning, rehosting, it's gonna take a lot of time. So you cannot directly migrate. So in that case, you'll have to maintain and create such application, such custom application, so that it's not 100% true or 100% equivalent to SaaS, but it will be, somewhere close enough to the SaaS. Stating that you can set up the SSO, you can create a security rules, you can allow users to access this application over the internet. Okay. For example, I'll give you one of the examples. Here we have been using one timesheet, for the employees in our company. And timesheet was developed almost, 5-7 years ago, almost 1 decade ago. And our application team has been struggling to migrate everything on the cloud. So what they did, there's a concept called application proxy, Azure AD application proxy. So they utilize this. They created some kind of replica uh, in the Azure, and we integrated all the features what SaaS usually contain. Yet the application is there in the on-prem, but we are leveraging some applications, some features and capabilities which Azure has in terms of security, in terms of reliability, in terms of accessibility. Okay. So some or other way that we need to find out the solution, which can be close enough, considering the best out of the cloud.
One quick question. So, is it possible to customize the existing app to my requirement?
No. Existing app will be like, locked. If suppose there are some multiple applications, and these application you wanted to customize. So it will be like it is in ready-made mode. So it will not allow you to customize the way you want. You will have to create a new app.
Okay.
Yeah, the existing SaaS, you can't modify it. You can just utilize it.
Okay. I thought it's like I thought it might work like an library kind of thing. Like I can import into my existing, I mean not existing, into my application and use the features from the existing app and develop something on top of it.
No, it's not true.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Right. So now this is our three things: cloud service type, which we talked about. And now here, if we see the comparison, it is IaaS is the most flexible cloud services. Okay. PaaS is like focus on the application development, rest of other things will take care. SaaS is goes up to like whatever the application you're using it. For that, you'll have to pay. For example, we spoke about Dropbox, we spoke about Zoom meeting, we spoke about, okay, we are not spoken about GoToMeeting. That is also same stuff. They will be giving you one subscription that, okay, this is your subscription ID, and end of the month, you will be billed for so and so things. Okay. Now, to conclude this concept, we have something called shared responsibility model. What you manage, what you do not manage. So let's understand this so that things will be more clear. Now, if you see that, here it is. Yeah, you have an on-prem, right? Private cloud. Forget about this thing for now, because we know that, okay, on-prem private cloud, everything will have to manage. The green one, what you can see, it is managed by us, okay? And the blue one is managed by CSP. So when you talk about infrastructure as a service, what all we manage? Data and access, application, runtime, operating system, and virtual machine. It means what? If I want to deploy a virtual machine in Microsoft Azure, I'll have a full control on the virtual machine, the kind of size I have. I have a full control on the operating system. I have full complete on the runtime, application, and who all are having access to this virtual machine and the application. So it means it is the most flexible and most reliable service what we have it. What we do not manage as a subscriber, compute we do not manage. We do not manage the network. It means we don't know what all the firewall switches and the network appliances are being used, what all the cables they're using it, what all the storage they are using it, physical storage they're using it. They're using any stored drive or stored tape drive, whether it's a premium, whatever it is, we don't have any control. That is infrastructure as a service. Okay.
What is the runtime here, actually?
This is runtime, like, we're talking virtualization, like, most of the most of the CSP, they use the virtualization. So when you talk about division of the virtualization of hardware, it is runtime. Okay, for example, I am deploying in the on-prem, we have something called Microsoft Hypervisor, or we have something called EXSI. Same concept here. Majority of the cloud vendors, they use virtualization in the backend. Okay. Similarly, we also have something called platform as a service. Under that, all of these things, the blue one will be maintained by CSP. What you will be managing it? Only data and access, only the application. Example, what we spoke about earlier, installing or managing SQL database, SQL Server. Okay. If you're just installing the SQL Server, you are just giving the requirement, but you will not control operating system. You will not control virtual machine. You will not consider, or you're not responsible for networking, compute, or storage. These things are being managed and controlled by CSP, your cloud provider manager or cloud service provider.
I have one question. So the virtual machine or operating system, whatever they provide on the PaaS, can I request for, let's say I want Windows or I want Unix? Is it something I can request for, or?
Yes. So when we deploy the virtual machine, yes, in fact, in a Microsoft context, we have only two operating system which are being supported: Microsoft, all, and Linux. Almost all the flavors are being supported. So we have an option here to choose which operating system we want to deploy.
Not Solaris or not HP Unix or something?
No, Unix, HP, no. Only these two virtual machines. I mean, these two operating system as of now.
Okay.
Then we have something called software as a service. Under the software as a service, you will not manage anything, but you will manage the data and access. What does it mean? We spoke about example of this Zoom recording. Okay. What all you can do with this Zoom call? You can record this meeting. You can share this. You can speak. I can speak. I can share the recording with you guys. I can send this invite. I can delegate this meeting. That's it. These are the set of tasks I can do. But I don't know what kind of operating system they are using it, what kind of storage they are using it, how they are providing this platform to me. I don't have any clue, right? That is called software as a service.
Is there any place where they have listed all the apps supported in the SaaS?
In Microsoft, yes, we have something called Microsoft Azure AD Gallery. There we have 5,000 plus applications.
Okay.
Okay, so let me showcase. I think I can quickly showcase here. Microsoft applications supported. Here it is. Yeah, application gallery. Under that, you will be getting all this. Here it is, enterprise application, all applications. And here, these are the platforms. These are the different platforms. You will be getting it. If you're not getting it, then you need to create your applications. This is all integrated. Cloud is already integrated. If you see that, all the basic cloud and all this user provisioning, QuickSense, QRadar, so all this are already there. Okay, coming back to the question here, what we have it under the shared responsibility model, as you can see here, on-prem infrastructure. So now think, guys, if you understood this concept well, try to correlate with something which and till here, we are still not spoken about Microsoft. Up to shared responsibility model, irrespective of any cloud, the concept will remain as it is. Okay, irrespective of any cloud vendor you talk about. The characteristics and the concept which we have been speaking in the last couple of days I mean, couple of days means couple of weeks now. It's going to be alike. Okay. So take any example. Take any example surrounding you, which can be qualified as an infrastructure as a service, which can be qualified as a platform as a service, or which can be qualified as a software as a service. Forget about IT world for the time being. Just check surrounding you. Share your information, guys, and share your take on.
What is the question?
I'm asking, think from your prospect and thinks something surrounding you which makes infrastructure as a service, or which service which you're using it qualify as an infrastructure as a service, or platform as a service, or software as a service.
So software as a service may be the one which we are using now. I mean the Zoom, whatever, right?
Yes, Murugas, right. But what I'm saying, keep every IT related stuff aside for the time being, and tell me that, okay, this is the service I'm using it, and it can be qualified considering the definition what we understood. It can be qualified for the IaaS, it can be qualified for the PaaS, and it can be qualified for SaaS. I'll take some water, guys.
Okay.
Yes, I'm back, guys. Tell me.
So if you have any communication related apps, maybe that can be used under SaaS.
Mururaz, what I'm saying, keep IT world aside for the time being. Come out from SaaS, come out from application, come out from
Okay.
anything which you feel, any common service which you feel that can be qualified. Just keep checking surrounding you. I believe, I'm 100% sure that everyone in this call must have experience which can be defined as an infrastructure as a service, which can be defined as a platform as a service, which can be qualified as software as a service. Just jog your brain, guys. I am sure that you should be able.
WhatsApp is the software service.
Sorry?
WhatsApp is a software service.
Yeah, it's true. But again, you're just going with IT or some app. Okay, I'll give you one example.
What about my house?
Okay, how you call and where do you fit your house? Which service?
My house, I would say software as a service.
Your house is a software as a service. Okay.
Yeah,
I
it will
mean,
fit a platform as a service.
Okay, guys, I'll give you one hint. Suppose you order pizza, right? You order pizza today. You don't feel like eating at home. You order pizza for yourself or your family. What do you think? Ordering pizza is like ordering what and where actually you feel that, okay, this will fit into this category. If you're ordering pizza, pizza is getting delivered at home. Okay, I'm saying that keep this aside on-prem private cloud. We're not talking this. Okay, I intensely hide it. We are just trying to concrete our concept related to,
Infrastructure as a service.
yes, software as a service. Why?
Because we don't need to know what they, how they prepare what and all those things. We get the final product. That's it.
Okay. So like that, I want, something which you can easily describe it in your world. Okay. Something, I'm sure that, by end of this lecture, the concept related to infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, of software as a service, will be very clear to you guys.
So in that case, for infrastructure as a service would be renting a house or renting a home would be infrastructure as a service.
Okay, you're coming very much close, Saswat. I would say. Okay, go ahead. Any words from RK, Priya, you guys? Come on, guys, speak up. At least, we are here to clear the doubt, clear our misconception if we have anything. Okay, so let's go back to the pizza part. Okay, you don't feel like eating today. So when you order pizza, what all the options you have?
Yeah, I can choose toppings, different toppings, right?
Mm-hmm. You can check the size, the size also, whether you want for single piece, you want for, for your family, depending on that, you can choose. You can also choose the veg and non-veg, right? Whether it is this one is spicy, normal spicy, cheesy. So many variants are there. All right. So this will be delivered at home. So that is called software as a service. It means you do not have any control how it is being cooked, who will be delivering at home, but yet you have a control. If suppose you wanted to deliver it to your friend's house, you wanted to surprise to your friend's birthday, you can deliver, you can just order on behalf of him or her, right? That is also possible nowadays. So that qualify as a software as a service. Now in the same context, if I go a little ahead in the -1 and -1, now here a platform as a service. Platform as a service, it means we talk about something called homestay, right? Whenever we go on holidays, the concept is emerging something called homestay, a home away from home, right? So when you go for any hill station, any home, any hill station, any tourist place, they will be offering you homestay. It means what? They will be equip every sort of kitchens, house, everything for you, and you have to just manage the cooking. For example, if I stay at homestay, they will be giving me all the essentials, all the necessary stuff for me to prepare the food. You need to just prepare the food the way you want, whether it is veg, non-veg, spicy, less spicy, Chinese, continental, Indian, that you can decide it. That is homestay example. Now, infrastructure as a service means what? You are preparing food at home. Okay, food at home. It means you have to bring the vegetables. You need to ensure that every sort of things are there in place. If you're running some, so your cooking gas should be there. Your ingredients should be there. Vegetables, flour, rice, pulses, everything you need to manage and maintain it. Everything you have to ensure that it has to be in proper amount of, the stock should be there. In fact, if anything goes wrong, you'll have to order it something. So that is called infrastructure service. Okay. Now let's take one more example so that we should be able to close it and understand in much efficient way. And we should not forget these three service type. Let's take example of how many of us book Uber, Ola. I believe people in India must have used both. And Mururaz, I believe you also book the taxi, airport taxi. Now, what is the airport taxi qualified here? Which service you will put it into? When you're booking airport taxi, which service you can put it? Under which category?
SaaS.
Yes. Why?
We just need to, everything is ready, just we need to go to the destination.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We don't have to worry about, we just simply book the Uber, select the destination, and the guy will come with a car, and you will be reaching to your destination. You do not have to worry about how the car is being maintained, who will be maintaining it, whether the driver know the car or not, whether driver has the valid license or not. Everything will be taken care by them only. What we will be covering and what we will be managing, the choices of the car, right? Choices of the car that you can select it, whether you need the sedan, SUV, mini, or something, whether it is a AC, non-AC, right? All this, your source and destination you can select, these things you can control it. Now, when you go for platform as a service, how many of us have ever used rental car? Zoom is here in India. Zoom, My Choices are very much popular. How many of us must use it?
Yes.
So when you're renting the car, you must have experience when you're taking any car from Zoom or any other service provider. What they do, they will be giving you the car, right? And they will ensure that it should be neat and clean. And you are the one who will be driving the car. They will be taking your valid license, driving license, and in turn, they will be giving you all the paperwork related to the car. And if you're lucky enough and you negotiated enough, they will be giving you the fuel also, at least not 100% fuel, full tank, but at least, to some extent, half tank, or you get some discount, on the first booking or something. So those things, those offers are still, you can avail it, right? So at the time of choosing or selecting the rental car, you can select the car type which you want to drive. You can drive, or you can select the number of kilometers you wanted to drive. You can also select how many days you need the car. All of these things will be given you at the time of selecting. What you do not control here, you do not control when the car was maintained, what was the last service done, what all the paperwork they have it or no, whether the RC, registration certificate, insurance, everything is intact or not. Of course, they will be giving you as a part of their contract. Whether the car has a proper license to go in one state to another state or not. Those things will be done by the provider. You will not have to bother about. The last, not the least, is maintaining your own car, right, guys? It is very much close to private cloud, but we will taking in this context. Now, when you maintain your own car, you have a full flexibility. Sometimes you must have experience when you go to airport, got get down from there and try to come out from the airport and try to book the taxi service. It will be too hassle during the peak time. And sometimes you will see that, okay, at the time of arrival, when the aircraft arrives and you guys come out from the airport, that will be the peak hours. And their rent will also be fluctuating, keep on fluctuating. If it is 1,000 rupees on the normal days, it will be like somewhere 1,500, 1,300, 1,600, like that. And on top of it, you will not get the cab on right time. That is there. That's pretty much there. But when you use the infrastructure as a service, you use your own car, you feel like eating ice cream at midnight, you can go enjoy with your family, with your friends. If there's any emergency comes, you can go at any point of time. You don't need to book the cab. Probably cab will come little late, but at the same time, you have full control. And here you will be maintaining everything end to end. Everything end to end. It means what? What all you will be maintaining? You are the one who will be ensuring the fuel is there. You are the one who will be ensuring that, on a regular interval, services are being carried out. You are the one who will ensure the safety of your car, whether it is parked properly in your garage or in your house or in your flat. You are the one who will ensure that insurance paperwork is being done on a regular basis. So you will have a full control here. At the same time, you will be having more responsibilities. I hope with this example, guys, your concept is clear. But if you still have any sort of doubt, please feel free to ask.
Can I say like the private cloud is always on premise?
That's what I'm saying, Muru. Last time also you asked this question. Any on-prem data center can only be qualified as a private cloud if and only if they have incorporated all the cloud characteristics.
Okay, got it.
Online.
So that's why they use the word cloud.
Yes.
Okay, makes sense.
Any other questions, guys? All right. So guys, please let me know if you guys are, Muru and Priya, they have been regular. RK, Saswat, you guys are going to be regular in this because we have to log the timing and we need to log the number of people who are going to be in this batch. Because it will disturb the entire in everyone an entire batch what we have it. Suppose it will impact you as well, it will impact everyone. What we discussed initially that Muru is based out in US, so for his time zone is a midnight for him also. I mean, not midnight, but it will be in 1 hour. So we have to look for each and every one comfort and convenient. So what I'm proposing 7:30 to 10 o'clock. This is the time that I'm proposing for everyone. It should be like Priya is already okay with this time. RK and Saswat, you please let me know your convenient time. If it is not convenient to you guys, help me to understand what would be the most convenient time.
It is fine for me.
You're fine with it, right? RK, how about you? RK, what's your full name?
Ravi Krishna. I'm fine with the timings.
Okay, Ravi. So fine, guys. So I think we are closing this time and locking this batch. So I'm just trying to keep it short today as well. Tomorrow onwards, we are going to go with the full flash, because in the last couple of classes, we were not able to focus because of the number of participants are not regular, or we were not able to reach to one common conclusion on the timing part. So now we have understanding that these many number of participants will be there, and this is the time for every weekend. Okay. Uh, this course, let me tell you guys, the total tenure for this course is only 32 hours. But including this fundamental, what we have gone through, it will be close to 35 to 36 hours. Okay. So we'll try to close to 1 hour. Actually, when I conduct a training for Simply Learn, they have the 4 hours. But 4 hours, considering that everyone comfort, it will be not very, it will not be convenient for everyone. So what we will be doing is 5 hours, sometimes 5 to 6 hours also in a 1 week weekend. We will be devoting time at least 5 to 6 hours per week. So considering that at least 5 to 6 week, it means 1 point, you can say 1.5 months it will take to complete this course. Considering if 1 or 2 weeks, if I am busy or you guys are busy, or sometime it's bound to happen. Sometime if I go outside, I might not be able to take the classes, and vice versa. So considering that, we will be able to close and conclude this batch in 1.5 months from now. So if we starting with the full flash, full swing, I think mid of September, we should be able to complete this batch. Okay, this is like a rough timing I'm giving you. And then any sort of questions, like, since we are talking the fundamental right now, AZ 900, I will also give you the tips and trick, during this course, as the course is progressing. If you wanted to take the exam for fundamental, you can very well go ahead and do it. I can also share some, dumps, some sample paper for the fundamental as well as for the administration. But again, these dumps are pretty old. Setting the right expectation, guys. You will get the understanding and the feel of the questions. But if you feel or expect that, okay, 50 or 70%, you will get it from this dumps, I'm sorry. It's not possible. You might get it. I'm not saying no, but that's not possible because it's pretty old. It's all 1 year, 6 months old, like that. Yeah, guys. So any questions, any concern with the timing, with the class, with the pace, how we are going? Please express your.
So about the timing, you said 7:30 a.m. India time, right?
Yes, 7:30 to 10 o'clock India time, every Saturday and Sunday, Mururaj, sorry.
So that means 2.5 hours.
Yeah, at least I'm personally willing to extend 3 hours, but it will be late for you, Muru.
Yeah, that will be 1 a.m. for me. If
Yeah.
even 12:30 is
Yeah,
almost.
that's what, because you're already managing the time. It's like almost weekend. So I don't want to further trouble you. For us, it is morning time, so we can extend it. So let's take it 5 hours in 1 week.
Okay. I will try to attend as much as possible. If not, anyway, you have the
Recording will be there. Yeah.
yeah,
So
so
don't
I
worry
can
about
watch.
it. Definitely.
Yeah, I can watch.
Recording will be there for everyone, and by end of the class, I'll be sharing the recording. On the recording link, you can check it out. These guys have not given me the link to upload, I'll check with the support team and upload it by EOD. The last recording and this recording as well.
Do you plan to have any kind of help session or something other than weekend? Like, let's say I am not joining and I watch the video, and you have any such plans, like 30 minutes every?
We can definitely, what we can do in this case, you can just have the number of doubts, like these are the doubts you're getting, or these are the problems that you are facing during the lab, or
Right.
these many questions you have it. So before or after the class, we can do one-on-one session for at least 10-15 minutes. It's
Yeah.
not only for you, it's for everyone, guys.
Yeah.
In that case, we can remote in and check it out, what is happening with your lab, where you stuck, and how I can help you to get out of this. Okay. In the meantime, guys, I would request you to please go and register yourself with a free tier account. Okay, Azure free tier account. Unlike AWS, here you'll get $200 in your account. Do not use it. I'll let you know the procedure to use it. Okay.
So do you have the link to register? You already shared in this.
No, I have not shared, but you see, you guys can still see my screen, right?
Yeah.
So if you go to Google, type here Azure free tier account, you will get it here itself. A very first link, Azure free tier account. So this one, start free. So you will get, what all you will get? You will get $200, $200 or 1 month. Okay. So this is the account. You will have to just click on start free, start typing your first name, last name, your email address, all the basic information. And I would also urge you guys, first of all, there's no limitation on your Gmail, Yahoo, Outlook, Hotmail, Live Mail. But I would recommend here, if you want to create your free tier account, go for Outlook account. There are so many things that by default, since Outlook is owned by Microsoft, it will be from the subscription prospect, it will be quite faster. You can get some other support as well. But again, there's no hard and fast rule. You can go for any account, but it is a recommended one. So today we completed the fundamental, guys. This was, and now tomorrow onwards, we'll focus on Azure core services. So tomorrow onwards, we'll talk about only Azure, Microsoft Azure, no other CSP, no other cloud provider other than Microsoft. Okay. So please be on time. Request you to guys, please be on time so that we should be able to, complete it on time. If you guys are not coming on time, I'm seriously saying I'm going to start on time. I'll just wait for 5 minutes, because time is crucial and important factor for everyone. We are not a child, we are not a student, guys. So please pay attention to your time also, my time also, so that we should be able to focus. I should not be, I'll be sharing 5 or 10 minutes ago, I'll be sharing this link. If by any chance if I'm not available, I'll just inform you guys well in advance, and I expect the same thing from your end also. If you're not attending, the way Mururaz has conveyed me message, 101 also you can drop me, or in the group also you can drop me message. Yes, any questions, anything, guys?
One question, Ajay. So with this course, we are able to successfully crack the AZ-104 certification.
No. AZ-104 is a different altogether, RK. There's no correlation. I'm just setting the right expectation. That is a DevOps course. This is the administration course. Okay. So don't put yourself in any kind of dilemma. Better you go through my recording first of all, in the first class. DevOps is totally different. Administration, you'll get a complete hands-on on the administration part. So if you're looking for administration course and you think that, okay, this will help you for cracking AZ 400, no, not at all. Don't come to any kind of, illusion or any kind of dilemma. No, not at all. Both are a different courses. This is purely for administration, that is for DevOps. And I'm not going to give any sort of DevOps lecture because that is not my expertise, RK, to be honest. I am going to give you 100% lecture, theoretical and practical both, on the administration part, not on the Git part, how to create libraries and all. That is not cup of my tea.
Okay, so this is
And
like
it is not
a
prerequisites. RK, it is not prerequisites to have the DevOps. Okay, the fundamental is something that you should be taking it. And then if you want, willing to, extend your knowledge in Azure administration, it means like how do we create the virtual machine, how the storage things work, what is Azure ready. But indeed, it will help you to crack your DevOps to some extent, but it is not at all prerequisites. Setting the right expectation again. Okay.
Okay, this is for AZ 900. You are saying
AZ 900, you can do it. It's like fundamental. The fundamental will be completed in another 1 or 2 lecture. And then administration, which is the main course for this, AZ 104. AZ 104, after AZ 900, I mean, couple of fundamental session, we will be focusing on administration, which is AZ 104. And AZ 104 is not at all any sort of, prerequisites for you to complete AZ 104. There's no correlation at all.
sorry, come again. AZ ones.
Your prime objective to clear the DevOps, right? AZ 104.
Correct.
Sorry, AZ 400.
Correct.
So AZ 400 is not at all related to AZ 104. There's no correlation here.
Okay, when I had a word with the guys, these guys, they said like to crack, first you need to understand and do 104.
Fundamental, you can definitely get into. Fundamental, I think in a couple of sessions you will get it. Administration is something that if you want to learn, how to create virtual machine, the size of virtual machine, the Azure ready concept, it will actually help you, but it is not the, I will not misguide you, RK. It is not something that you should only take this course for clearing the exam AZ 400. Not at all. It's not true.
Okay, so for 104, you can guide us.
Yeah, 104 definitely. 104 is something that we are here. AZ 900 is like, tip of on the iceberg, you can say. It's like additionally that we are going through. AZ 104 is something that we are here and we will be doing a lot of practical for AZ 104. AZ 900 is hardly have 1 or 2 practical. Okay, that is creating the virtual machine and that's it. But AZ 104, 90% practicals are there.
Mm. Sure.
So whatever your decision is, please make it very much clear, RK. Okay. You want to come and be a part of this batch, please clarify. If you do not, please opt out. It's up to you. But again, let me reiterate, there's no hard and fast rule that you have to have the AZ 104 for AZ 400.
Okay. Thanks for that, Ajay.
Yeah. So if anyone else has any kind of misconception related to the course and the content, guys, please help me to understand. I will try to clarify.
Okay, sir. So the same has been told to me that for the Azure security part.
Yes,
So
for security, Saswat, it is pretty much needed. Okay, because I have done the AZ for 500, which you are focusing on. Okay, there we have a lot of concept related to Azure AD. Okay, Azure AD, identity management, identity security management, AZ 500, in fact, you can also go for SC 300, which is a security, identity, and access management. Then you can also go for security analyst, which is SC 200. Then you can go for SC 100, which is a cyber security architect later on. So for you,
Okay, sir.
it will be much relevant.
Got it, sir.
Any other guys or anyone has any kind of misconception with this course, please clarify, guys. All good? Right. With this, then, guys, we'll meet tomorrow at the same time, 7:30, and I expect everyone to be on time. If not, I'll start with the recording, and you have to go with the recording only. Okay, I'll wait maximum for 5 minutes. This is what I do for other batches. Okay. Take care, and please, communication is the key. Please keep updating. If you're not joining, if I'm not joining, please keep updating on the WhatsApp group. All right. Take care, guys. Thank you.
Right.
Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah,
Thank
sure.
you.
Bye.